to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
We have a liftoff, 32 minutes past the hour.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The Apollo 10 mission served as a dress rehearsal for humanity's first moon landing. Except for the landing and moonwalk, it successfully demonstrated all primary objectives of the upcoming Apollo 11 mission. Expanding on tests completed in Earth orbit for Apollo 9, astronauts delivered a completely operable lunar module to the moon and flew it within 16 kilometers of the surface. However, during this mission, NASA recorded something truly perplexing, an occurrence that defied rational explanation, unsettled the crew, and triggered intense speculation worldwide. But now, experts unveiled a previously classified audio tape that captures the eerie moments when the astronauts of Apollo 10 encountered a series of baffling transmissions while orbiting the moon. The nature of these enigmatic signals raised numerous questions. Who or what could have transmitted them? Was this a mere technical anomaly, or did the astronauts have an encounter with the unknown? Let's delve into this mystery to uncover the truth. The mission began on May 18, 1969, marked by the first and sole launch of the Saturn V rocket from Kennedy Space Center's Pad 39B. This launch site was chosen as preparations were already underway at Pad 39A for the upcoming Apollo 11 mission, scheduled just 2 months later. The mission was crewed by astronauts Thomas Stafford, John Young, and Gene Cernan, who safely reached Earth orbit. Afterward, they reignited their Saturn V upper stage booster, propelling them away from Earth and toward the Moon. They achieved lunar orbit on May 21st. A day later, Stafford and Cernan entered the lunar module and separated from Young, who remained alone in the command module. The lunar module's descent stage engine fired for 27 seconds, lowering Stafford and Cernan into an orbit of 15.6 kilometers above the Moon. During their descent, they conducted tests on the spacecraft's landing radar, a critical component for the upcoming Apollo 11 lunar landing. After this phase, they discarded the descent module, activated the ascent module's engine, and rejoined Young and the command module in a higher orbit, effectively simulating a return journey from the lunar surface. Yet, amid all the meticulously planned procedures of their mission, an utterly perplexing event unfolded. Let's rewind a bit to unravel this mystery. Approximately 102 hours into their journey, the Apollo 10 crew found themselves in an unprecedented situation. They were positioned on the far side of the Moon, a location where all communication with Earth was momentarily severed. As their spacecraft ventured deeper into the Moon's shadow, an entirely unexpected incident occurred. They lost all radio contact with our planet, plunging them into profound silence for nearly an hour. And amidst their busy flight tasks and a brief intermission for refreshments, the astronauts began to hear what could only be described as celestial melodies resonating through their headsets, an eerie symphony emanating from the cosmos. It was Gene Cernan who initially broke the silence, remarking, "Boy, that's some strange music." John Young concurred, voicing, "We should investigate this, nobody will believe us." The sounds were so unusual that they left the crew both puzzled and captivated. However, a dilemma emerged. The crew grappled with the decision of whether to disclose this peculiar musical encounter to their NASA superiors. They harbored concerns about not being taken seriously and dreaded that it might jeopardize their prospects of participating in future space missions. The notion of encountering strange and inexplicable phenomena was not unfamiliar within the Apollo program. In fact, such incidents had occurred frequently enough that the astronauts had coined a term for it, "lie to fly." This phrase encapsulated their approach of refraining from reporting such events to avoid disqualification from subsequent space missions. Half a century later, the origin of these enigmatic sounds remains an unresolved mystery. Space, an expansive and enigmatic realm, has a penchant for producing perplexing noises that confound both scientists and astronauts. These cosmic melodies, reminiscent of music, have made appearances on various space missions, extending beyond the perplexing encounter of the Apollo 10 mission. In the year 1979, as the Voyager spacecraft embarked on its captivating voyage toward Jupiter, it encountered a phenomenon that bore a striking resemblance to the mystifying sound experience that had earlier bewildered the Apollo 10 astronauts during their graceful orbit around the Moon. Jumping ahead to 2002, the Cassini spacecraft, during its remarkable expedition, intercepted puzzling transmissions originating from Saturn, the magnificent ringed planet. However, in the case of Cassini's rendezvous with Saturn, there existed a more straightforward explanation rooted firmly in the realm of science. When charged particles laden with cosmic energy traverse the core of a celestial body, their mere presence has the power to warp the magnetic environment surrounding that planet. This distortion generates a unique symphony of strange sounds that reverberate throughout the surrounding cosmic expanse. But here's where the mystery takes another turn. In stark contrast to planets like Saturn, the Moon lacks a magnetic field. Moreover, its surface is devoid of the breathable atmosphere that envelops our Earth. These intriguing facts give rise to a perplexing question. If the Moon lacks both a magnetic field and an atmosphere, then what is the actual source of the sounds captured by Apollo 10's radio? The Moon, a tranquil and desolate world, appears an unlikely source for these enigmatic melodies. It seemingly lacks the essential elements needed to compose such celestial tunes. Consequently, the origin of these space-infused harmonies continues to baffle and astound the scientific community. Initially, NASA opted for secrecy. It wasn't until 2008 that NASA decided to unveil the mission's transcript, although the actual recording of this otherworldly sound remained securely locked away, patiently awaiting its moment to be heard. Then in 2012, a dramatic revelation unfolded. Those cryptic audio files were set free in the boundless expanse of the internet. People across the world could finally share in the experience of what the Apollo 10 crew had encountered. The narrative took an even more captivating twist with the emergence of a television series aptly titled NASA's Unexplained Files. The show plunged deep into this cosmic symphony and the various theories that swirled around it. Imagine a group of cosmic detectives meticulously unraveling the mystery behind these celestial tunes. One theory they contemplated was that the music might have arisen from interference caused by intrusive radio signals entangled amidst the cosmic frequencies. However, NASA believes there is a very straightforward, non-alien explanation for what the crew members were hearing. The whistling sound was caused by interference between the VHF radios on the two different vehicles. In his book, Carrying the Fire, the Apollo 11 astronaut Michael Collins stated that NASA technicians informed him of the whistling. Several newspapers have quoted the critical passage from the book, in which Collins says, "Had I not been warned about it, it would have scared the hell out of me." The intriguing aspect of this incident is that the three astronauts chose not to openly discuss the peculiar sounds they heard, although the extent of their discussions with the engineers remains uncertain. One famous writer speculates that the astronauts' silence might have been motivated by a desire to maintain an unwavering and unshakable demeanor. Any suggestion that their confidence had wavered during the mission could potentially have led to their removal from future flights. However, this intriguing encounter is not the only mysterious one. There's another tale to tell. China's first astronaut, Yang Liwei, had a captivating and puzzling experience during his space voyage. He disclosed that he encountered an enigmatic knocking sound while aboard the Shenzhou 5 spacecraft. Liwei described the noise as originating from outside the spacecraft, akin to someone gently rapping on the spacecraft's door. Strangely, this knocking wasn't a part of the standard operational sounds of the ship. Despite his curiosity about the source of the sound, Liwei assured that it didn't disrupt the mission's proceedings. Liwei later humorously mused about the incident, playfully suggesting that perhaps an extraterrestrial life form was attempting to communicate, though regrettably he wasn't proficient in their language. The origin of the knocking sound remains a puzzle, but it certainly injected an element of intrigue and excitement into Liwei's journey through space. The incident left him with lingering questions and an engaging story to share. Moreover, NASA astronaut Leland Melvin had an extraordinary experience that truly defied earthly expectations. During one of his space missions, Melvin, along with another astronaut, laid eyes on something that he could only describe as organic or alien-like floating outside the spacecraft's payload bay. NASA's initial response was to downplay it, attributing the sighting to ice breaking off from a Freon hose. However, Melvin's description of the object didn't quite align with this mundane explanation. He characterized it as translucent, curved, and organic-looking. In an effort to share his remarkable encounter, Melvin turned to Twitter, now known as X, and shared his experience with Scott Waring, the founder of the popular blog UFO Sightings Daily. Interestingly, a single alien head emoji added at the end of his tweet sent the internet into a frenzy. This incident reignited curiosity about the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the potential for close encounters during space missions. Despite NASA's official explanation, Melvin's first-hand account of the event left many questioning whether there was more to this incident than met the eye. Once again, the incident brought to the forefront the age-old question of whether we are alone in the vast universe. Melvin's remarkable encounter contributed to the ongoing debate about the existence of alien life and the tantalizing prospect of future alien encounters during our explanation of the cosmos. While we may not have all the answers just yet, the allure of the unknown continues to captivate our imaginations. What are your thoughts on these encounters? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section below. If you have enjoyed this video, show your support by giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell. Thanks for watching.